You cheated, Diana.
But
That is the truth. That is the only truth, and truth is all there is.
But I would have won if you didn't.
But you didn't. You cannot be the winner, because you are not ready to win. And there is no shame in that. Only in knowing the truth in your heart, and not accepting it. No true hero is born from lies.
I can save today. You can save the world.
There are universal elements in this world, and when they're imbued into something, they can become very, very powerful.
How you doing? This is Cory Hunter, and welcome to our film school. Diana Prince is back, and it seems people don't know how to greet Wonder Woman 1984. It seems like there is either an outpour of love for this movie and its message, or disdain due to inconsistencies in CG. It makes this analysis tricky, as a simple breakdown might not be the way to go due to how straightforward the movie is, although at the same time it generates a bunch of questions. So I'm going to answer a bunch of questions, which collectively should answer the big question: is Wonder Woman 1984 a good movie? So why take place in 1984? Well, have you ever heard of that book, 1984? It was written in the 40s, so the title suggests that the year to be the future, but that's neither here or there. The point is that George Orwell, and this is bypassing all its brilliant themes and plots, that the future might be hopeless. The 80s was also a time for the most violent year, which isn't the best record to have. It was a time of Reaganomics and the Cold War. The Cold War was the time people was going to sleep and not sure if the world would exist the next day. It was both very scary and very stressful. In fact, it was the time the world needed a hero the most. This making 1984 the perfect setting for Wonder Woman. Does the story push her character forward? This is one of those problems where the audience have to be careful what they wish for. Like Superman, she's expected to be perfect. This in itself is a huge barrier when it comes to character development, because how can we learn from mistakes if we never make any? So it seems they got Wonder Woman right again. That's she's both compassionate and strong, and yet she haven't moved on romantically because she's still stuck on Trevor about 60 years later. I get how that is a problem, but in all fairness, the movie is also aware of this flaw and it addresses it, therefore showing growth in Wonder Woman. See what they did there? The morality of Trevor taking over someone else's body. Yes, Trevor takes over a body due to special circumstances. And yes, he used that body to make love to Diana. Audiences suggest they are both wrong for that. Guess what? I think the movie supports that line of thought. That's why when Diana takes the moral high ground, the relationship ends, because it's wrong. So why bring Trevor back? Because Diana wished him back. But aside from the obvious, he's made to be the heart of the movie. Trevor tells Diana to move on repeatedly, only for her to simply state she only wants him. This results in him taking over someone else's body, suggesting one of the wicked ways the stone achieves its goals. But more than that, it's a lesson. Sometimes in order for us to win, someone else have to lose. But when someone use shortcuts to win, someone else is cheated. By having Trevor take over this man's body, it suggested this guy is being cheated out of his life. This is reinforced by the end of the film, where we see this guy for who he truly is, a person and not just a vessel for Trevor. Cheating someone out of life is wicked, and Diana does so for a time because she is blinded by love. Furthermore, Trevor represents the best in humanity. Despite all the disruption happening in the film, he remains marveled by the modern world. A man from the past whom gets a glimpse of what mankind have accomplished. He's also the first to admit that Diana's wish is wrong, and willingly embraces being sacrificed for the greater good. How Cheetah gets 2 wishes? Well, the stone gives her one, and then Max, once he gets the power of the stone. It's real simple. You get 1 wish per genie. Well, in this case, she got 2 genies. This makes the perfect segue into Cheetah's character arc. The reason she wants power is simple. She sees Diana and how others treat her and seeks to attain that kind of attention. Also, she is later preyed upon and this stirs up feelings of being weak and useless. Two terrible feelings not made better by the fact that Diana is strong, not just physically but mentally and spiritually. This makes her jealous of Wonder Woman, not because she hates Diana, but because she feels helpless, and she has misplaced anger. Wonder Woman is shown repeatedly to have strong and positive bonds with the women in her life. This makes Cheetah stand out, as it's the first toxic relationship Diana had with another woman, and that's okay because it's an issue that's beyond her. Sometimes that kind of conflict just can't be avoided. Even when it's all over, Cheetah refuses to let go of those ill feelings, even after hearing the speech about morality from Diana, because sometimes talking and communication can't change people and their perceptions, and that's okay. But sometimes it can. So this brings us to Maxwell Lord. To break down Maxwell real quick and why he's so intense, let's start with the stone. He finds the stone and then becomes the stone. He believes he's in the driver's seat, but actually he's a vessel to the stone. Metaphorically, he becomes blinded by his own lust for money and power. So when he goes over the top, it's because he can't see that his drive took over. Because sometimes we give in to the wrong emotions. And in his case, that greed, or rather, he becomes a slave to his own desires. This isn't something unique to him, but something that can happen to all of us. Like Cheetah losing herself for her want for more power, or Diana for her desire for love. And this brings us to Wonder Woman. She gets trapped in the past, unable to let go of a lost love, and therefore she's not able to move forward. The moment she does, she finds more power within. The true villain of the story isn't Maxwell or Cheetah, it's the stone. To gain without earning, which is cheating, greed, oppression, Wonder Woman is fighting a concept, and the only way she can fight it is by leading by example. That's why there is no big physical showdown between Max and Diana, because only we can conquer what she is fighting. So, is Wonder Woman any good? Yeah, the film once again handled Wonder Woman properly as opposed to this. There are complaints about the action scenes in the film, but say what you will, her movements are graceful. When we think of strength and power, this is what we think of. And that's great, but here, her movements are as if she's dancing. And yet, despite her movements, we still feel her strength and power. That's what I mean about handling her character correctly, giving her compassion and grace, without sacrificing her strength and power, not physically, narratively, or emotionally. She strikes a great balance, and that in itself should be worth some credit. Also, for a uniquely overpowered hero, she's given a lot of humanity. Something else that should be noted. All in all, the heroes, the love interests, and even the villains all have character arcs. Each all entangles and serve the greater theme of the film. That's the foundation of a good structure, and sometimes films miss the mark. Not this one. And all, it's all there, but how you feel about it is up to you. So, when in the first film, she struggled with love, in this one, she struggles with truth. And what is the truth? There isn't anything wrong with wishing, or as they say, winning. It's about how we win, because all winning come at a cost. And winning the wrong way isn't worth the cost.
Not anymore. This world was a beautiful place, just as it was. And you cannot have it all. You can only have the truth. And the truth is enough. The truth is beautiful. So look at this world. And look at what your wish is costing it. You must be the hero. Only you can save the day.